Hey everyone, and thanks for taking the time to tune into the AFE factory. So I thought I'd have a look at another one of the kits that I shall be building this year, and it's another release from Amusing Hobby, which is the Imperial Japanese Army Experimental Gun Tank Type 5 Ho-Ri 2. So this is the second incarnation of this vehicle. They released an earlier version in 2018, which had the fighting compartment was at the back, and then the engine and excuse me, driver's compartment, etc. I don't think they ever built any of those. I believe that they may have had some drawings, some technical drawings, possibly of that tank, but that's it. This one, as far as I can tell, never even existed on paper. I just think it's a bit of a sort of a fanciful thinking, what if type of vehicle. And it's not just by looking at it, I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility. It's immediately similar looking to German Jagdtiger. One of the reasons why I got this kit, I have a bit of a, just slurping some coffee, I have a bit of a thing for sort of Jagdtigers and tank destroyers in particular. So as soon as I saw this, which was released in 2019, I thought, yeah, at some point I've got to get myself one of those to build. And as for me, this year is going to be the year of the what ifs. I decided that I'd crack on and get this built sometime this year, probably around middle of the year, I would have thought, because I've still got to do the E100, which is going to be the next build, and then I shall go on to this. So nice bit of box art. If I can get it without the light shining on it. Yeah, it's a nice looking vehicle. There's not a lot of information on the box. The model number is 35A031. Yeah, it just says workable track links, it's got workable suspension, and it says quality moulded in multicolours. So let's jump in and have a look. I have looked in this box before, obviously when it first arrived, just to see what was going on. So nice big instruction booklet. Usual thing, no, nothing's unusual here. Sprue layout, and then construction, starting with the lower hull tub. Suspension, and the suspension is workable, and it's got springs here, so it'll be interesting to see if they are actually actual springs in there once I dive in. But all seem to be big parts at the moment, no small sub-assemblies. Tracks are there, 101 track pads for each side, and it looks like they just clip in together, which would be lovely if that's the case. If they just pop together, one link, so no multi-parts. So I'm covering up the picture, that would be great news. Yeah, and then onto the upper hull. So yes, that looks all very very straightforward. We've got on the back, we've got some colour call outs, 3 colour camouflage, and on the inside you've got just plain green, all this grey, blue and brown, which I think looks really nice. Initially I was going to go with this on because it's something a bit different, but I'm probably going to be doing a winter camo scheme on this. That's the thinking at the moment. We'll see when I get around to it, but yeah, let's have a look what we've got in here. one of the things that really caught my attention was the twin 20mm cannons that are on the rear deck, and so there they are. Let's just move this out of the way. A bit cluttered here at the moment, so I haven't got a lot of space. How am I looking? Yeah, there they are. So they're going to look really cool mounted onto the back of the engine deck. I'm guessing this is the pedestal that it sits on. What else have we got here? We've got some part of the superstructure. We've got the rear doors here. Yeah, lots of little bits that I don't actually immediately recognise, but that's to be considered. But yeah, so injector pin marks are there, but in the back. Otherwise, everything looks nice and neat. Here's the track links, and they're all, they do have a little sprue. Yes, there's two links per side. Actually, I won't open that bag because that will be inviting disaster that I will lose some. But yeah, if they just pop together, as I said, they would be ideal. But they look nicely moulded, pretty straightforward, basic little tracks. Single guide horn on the back. Really good. That looks nice, promising. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to show you. We'll have a look at the upper hull. It's because of the amazing detail on there, the top steel texture. It's unusual. I've never quite seen a pattern like that. It's the same on the roof there. But it just looks awesome. Nice deep cut marks on the armour plating where they were plasma cut or gas cut. Some nice detail, just pretty straightforward, pretty basic, but nicely done on the engine deck there. And the same nice detail up at the front there where you've got I'm guessing these are access to the drives and the driver, and there's an extra gunner here, so gunner, radio operator. But yeah, that is massively impressive. I just really love that, what they've done there. So the lower tub, you can see it's going to be quite a long vehicle, and the lower tub's quite skinny. Some nice bolt detail there around where the hubs will be. Some access hatches or escape hatches possibly in the rear, in there. Pretty basic underside of this, but no one's ever going to really be looking at that anyway, and if there's no detail that's necessary, then why put it on, to be honest. So yeah, that looks great. So we've got just sprockets here. If I can get into it. Please bear with me. So there's the sprocket, drive sprockets there, front and rear. And road wheel there, which look fine. Got some, these must be the suspension housings here with where the springs will go. But yeah, that looks fine as well. I mean, I have built amusing hobby kits before in the past, and you know, they were very good. I had no issues with them at all. So I was another reason I wanted to get this. I knew that I would be getting a decent kit. So I won't open that up because that's just more of the same. More road wheels, return rollers there, and a few little bits and pieces, but they all look nicely moulded. Yeah. Not sure, just looking at what they have for the idler. Right, so yeah, so these big wheels are in fact not road wheels, those are the idlers. Well, that's one side of them. And then these are the road wheels, which are a little bit smaller. So that makes sense now. So here we go, we've got the main gun here, which I believe is 105mm, and it's slide moulded, so there's no two halves, so there won't be any seams that need cleaning up, so that's excellent. Got the final drive hubs there. Guessing this is something to do with the mantlet. And some Pioneer tools there. There's a spade and a bar. So that's one of the track fenders, if you will, or track guard. I mean, looking at this, obviously you don't know until you dive in and do it. It's all looking like it's going to be a pretty straightforward kit to build. As I said before, I've built amusing hobby kits, so I know, as far as I can tell, there's not going to be any hidden difficulties in this. So just more of the same. We've got some big doors there, which I'm guessing those are the ones that go on the back of the fighting compartment. Another set of upper fenders or track guards. So we've got the exhaust parts that are there. Barrel lock system for moving about. Yeah, but it all looks, again, I keep saying this, probably bored of me saying this, but it all looks clean. I can't see any flash. There are some small pieces here, but there aren't minute bits that you fear snipping them off of the sprue. Finally, we have so we've got a correction here. That's interesting. Not sure what that is, but yeah, that's interesting. That's good to see that there obviously was an issue, and they've done something about it, which is good. So finally, the last little bit, we've got a small, tiny sheet for Decams. As this was a vehicle that effectively didn't exist at all, not sure what we're going to get. Okay, so we've got some, they'll show up because they're white, Japanese symbols, figures. Don't know what they say. We've got a dinky little threat with 2 mesh grills, which I'm going to hazard a guess is off of the engine compartment. And finally, a little bag, a dinky bag of springs. So the suspension is fully workable and spring powered as well, so that's quite exciting. That's something I know there are a few manufacturers out there, AFV Club being one, that uses springs, but I've never built anything with springs in before. It's always been, you know, with a torsion bar with plastic that flexes. But so yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see how well that works and all. So yeah, overall, I mean, as I've said before, I wanted to get this kit. As soon as I saw it, I thought, yeah, that's something that I will enjoy building. And looking through the box now, there's no indications there that that I'm going to have any headaches with it, or you know, that I'm going to struggle with it. And it looks like it's, you know, it's going to build up to a fair size, going by the upper hole there. It's going to be a big old impressive bit of kit when it's all put together. So yeah, that's great. Glad that I had a look through it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, or you've got any more questions, or you want to comment, then please do that. And please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And again, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch up with you soon.